First, I want to thank you for this invitation and to come here to the studio to talk and discuss a bit about the work. And this is my 9th year in Mexico, living in the city of Oaxaca. After I have been living in several other countries by painting, it was a decision to be traveling and be interacting with other cultures. Once as an architect, that is my actual profession, I was very interested in semiotics and culture, and then it became every time more interesting, and the thing was to start traveling, to put that in a field of knowledge and painting. And so I did. That's the bit of the story. It's hard to say that there is a definition of an artist, because I think it's a big word, big concept, a huge responsibility. But I would say rather than as an artist, as a person who's devoted to art, I believe that I'm a person who always thinks is starting. Every day is a new, fresh start. One's painting and art is infinite. But let's say better that most of what I do by painting comes from the process of researching, doubting and observing reality. And after that, there's the visual field that I have to construct. And that's finally my job, and finally my passion. This last series of work comes from 3 years of dissertation and discussion with my friend and curator Olga Davila, and we realized that there was time to make a project with more depth in terms of painting and conceptually too. Then this began from the last exhibition, the most recent exhibition, where we saw that certain cultural aspects could be very interesting to be developed in terms of observing them, analyze them in the actual world. And it was all related to how culture and power together can be a bit misleading to the way we can perceive ourselves and we can perceive the others and the way we are interacting, and how we finally are ready or not to write our own life, or if we are just only influenced by this marriage of power and culture. So that's more or less the point of discussion in the beginning of this show, this series of work. Answering your question about what is the project, the artistic project that I am developing right now. To start with, it is going to take 4 or 5 more years to be complete. It is having a whole discussion about how there is a crisis in humanhood by the way we are hyper-stimulated and we are hyper-obsessed with reality, and in a way that there's a time of a lot of communication, but at the same time we are very isolated as persons between us and to ourselves. So that's the main core of the subject that is going to be developed in the next 4 years, and it talks about economics, politics, history, and so on, to perceive how this culture of hyper-consumerism and hyper-communication is affecting the way we perceive reality and we perceive ourselves. Be Human Gallery is the gallery who invited us to do that in Houston. That was very interesting for me as a city, as a vibrant city that is increasingly growing as a capital of art in the States. It's very relevant to me, and it's a very exciting opportunity to be sharing this work in Houston. Well, it's very kind of you to have come and visit the studio and share all the work, and very important for me to say thank you, because this is a work that has been taking a long time to be resolved, and there's been a lot of effort that is going to be a pleasure to be shared here in Mexico as well in Houston. So thank you very much for your invitation.